Welcome back to my channel. Let's talk about the Olympics. Today, we are going over when they are happening, where you can watch them, and what sports actually compete, and the teams and the individual stuff. Let's jump in. So what is happening? So there will be individual and team dressage, eventing, and show jumping. The TV channels that you can watch them on are NBC, USA Network, and E. For streaming, you can watch them on NBCOlympics.com. You can watch them on Peacock, NBC.com, NBC app, and the NBC Olympics app, which is different than the NBC app. If you do have frequently asked questions, things like that, you can check them out on NBCOlympics.com/FAQ. When does the equestrian stuff start? So it's going to start on July 27th, and then it will end on August 6th. Teams are made of 3 athletes, which we talked about, and then there's going to be an alternate for each team. 3 people that are competing for Team USA, and then 1 alternate. For the dressage, what that means are the teams are made up, like I said, of 3 athletes. They're all competing for individual medals. So nations without a team can actually be represented by a single athlete. I think Wikipedia probably does the best job of explaining how it all works. So if you are interested in going and reading about it yourself, I will link that below. Altogether, it should be mentioned, there are 200 equestrian athletes. 200. Whew. They're also competing at the Palace of Versailles, which has probably been overrun by horses in the past. The dressage competition will start with the Grand Prix, which is a qualifier for both the team and the individual competition. So it's kind of confusing, but day 4, they'll be running the Dressage Grand Prix day 1 and 2. So that'll be the qualifiers. Team scores are decided by adding up the individual scores of the respective team members. The top 8 ranked teams are going to qualify for the Grand Prix Special. Okay, so the top 2 individual athletes from each heat plus the next best 6 ranked athletes. Say that 10 times fast. They will qualify for the individual final, which is the Grand Prix Freestyle. Team medals are determined solely based on the scores achieved in the special. So we do the Grand Prix qualifier, and then it's the Grand Prix Special. And then from there, the teams will compete in the Grand Prix Freestyle, which is only open to 18 athletes, used to decide individual medals. Each athlete designs their own test for the freestyle, which it's set to music, and it has to contain 16 compulsory movements, which means you have to have them in your test. Eventing, my favorite. Competitions for the team and individual medals for eventing are going to run at the same time. So each athlete is going to ride the same horse. They perform a dressage test. They do a cross-country round and a jumping round as well. That's eventing. So then team medals are going to be awarded by adding together the scores of the team members from all 3 phases. And then the team with the lowest number of penalty points will win the gold. So the top 25 individual athletes after the first jumping round will perform a second jumping round. So that's the real difference between the people with the higher scores that are going for those individual medals, is they will have an additional jumping round. And when is it, you might ask? Day 1 is going to be the dressage in the eventing phase, and then day 2 will be cross country, and then day 3 is jumping. So you're going from galloping and jumping all these crazy obstacles at high speeds and like going up hills, down hills, through water, all this crazy stuff. And then you have to bring it back, and they raise the fences, and then you're in this big flat ring, and you've got to just be that precise with like how you communicate with your horse. And it's just, it gets pretty demanding. So the fact that the final jumping round, there will be 2 jumping rounds. That's a big day for a horse. That would be a big day for anybody, but these are incredible super athletes. I'm so excited to watch. The individual and the team competitions will be run separately. So there are going to be 4 days of jumping because there are 75 athletes competing and only 30 will get to the qualifier. 4 days of jumping. The first day is going to be the qualifiers, and then the team jumping will result from everybody's collective penalty points. So the people with the least penalty points, their teams will qualify for the team medal stuff. The top 10 teams, based on the qualifier results, will advance to the team final. In case of a tie for the last qualification place, the teams will be separated by their combined time. So the point of show jumping is to jump big things quickly without touching the rails. And whoever does it the fastest is the winner. So that is the simple version of what show jumping is, which is why I like it. Can't get subjective about it. You're fast and you don't touch stuff. Love it. So then there's a team final. So that'll be a different course. It will be a different set of jumps that will probably challenge the horses in different ways. I'm assuming, like dressage, that it will be a little bit more difficult, a little bit more complicated. If 2 or more teams are tied for a medal position, which could get very exciting, that tie is resolved in a jump off. So day 1, 2, and 3 will be eventing. Day 4 and 5 will be dressage. Day 6 and 7 will be jumping. Day 8 and 9, we're going back to dressage. And then day 10 is going to be the jumping again. So altogether, we've got 3 days of eventing, 4 days of dressage, and 4 days of show jumping. There you have it. I'm excited to watch. I hope you are too. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. Please like and subscribe if you're enjoying this content, and everyone enjoy the Olympics.